This is the Everybody Eats podcast, and I am your host, Sophia, and today I am so excited we have our first guest. If you care to introduce yourself and tell us what you do.
Hi, my name is Baba Tunde Alway. You can either call me Baba or Tunde, like whatever suits you, man. And I'm a screenwriter, I guess.
I love it. Conviction. All right, so I guess the easy questions going in. What got you into writing?
All right, so picture this. I'm in 6th grade, right? And I'm at a Catholic school. Mm-hmm. My teacher assigns a few students to write like a religious play. She does not choose me. And I mean, I wasn't offended at first, but when those plays actually like started going on, I was like, yo, I kind of like want to do this. So the next time the assignment came around, I was like, okay, like I was the first person to raise my hand. And I got assigned to write a Moses play.
Oh.
Yeah, so I casted a few of my friends. We put it on. My teacher really liked it. We ended up performing for a lot of the other younger classes, and I started like writing more in middle school, just writing plays and skits and stuff, and that's kind of how I like fell in love with like, you know, I want to do this, like I want to write.
Nice. And so do you, you have come to specialize in screenwriting, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, and so what made you want to switch over from that? What got you specifically into screenwriting?
Again, school, like freshman year of high school, there's a teacher there, Michael Gottlieb. He actually wrote Mannequin. It's a movie that came out 1987, something like that. And I took his class and I was like, you know, this is like the kind of writing I wanted to do, because I delved in like chapter book writing, of course, playwriting like we just talked about, but it was screenwriting. Like I want to see the movie, I want to like have super control of these weird transitions. I want that like dialogue banter back and forth.
Nice. And so what would you say are like your favorite genres or, you know, styles of screenwriting?
Definitely dramedy. Like
okay.
I like writing dramedy. I like watching dramedies. I guess like just a comedy like being really light, then something hitting you with those like dramatic elements, like dang, I didn't need to cry like that, man.
You didn't have to hit me that hard.
Yeah, like why you gotta do me like that?
I was laughing 2 minutes ago. It's not fair. I needed tissues. And so, okay, and then what do you find that are your influences in that genre?
Definitely Jordan Peele. I know he doesn't like write dramedies, but like he writes horror, and I mean like that's gonna be pretty dramatic, you know. And he knows how to like mix in the comedy in there with it too. Like you're scared, and then like there's some funny dude like ready to like release that tension from you, you know. So he's definitely one of my influences. He's my favorite director, and I also like Edgar Wright in terms of like transitions, just fast paced like dialogue, and like how do we get from one scene to the other like really quick and quirky characters.
Yeah, very cool. And you currently work at a trailer cutting business right now. So how would you say that that's influenced your writing in any capacity, if it has, like having to like distill narratives for trailers?
Well, for trailers, definitely it's like get in there quick. Like they create these spots on YouTube too, like, you know, before someone presses skip ad, you have 5 seconds for like to enthrall that person into a trailer. So definitely what I'm learning is like how to try to capture audiences quicker. And that also assists with like the transitions, you know, like how do you tell this story like quick, succinctly, and like really grab people's attention.
Of course. And so do you ever think that, you know, since you're in this mindset of trailers, you know, when you go to write, do you often like, I don't know, look at your writing and you're like, okay, that would be the trailer, or any of those kinds of thoughts?
Sometimes definitely, where like, especially in Act 2, like I always feel like, all right, this is one of the moments that would be in the trailer, or definitely like sometimes I even think about it, because when they cut, they don't always like cut things in like order, you know what I mean? Like it's something that happened at the ending to make the audience think a certain way, so they don't know how the whole storyline's going. So it's I feel like just working there has helped me kind of like get out of my head about structure and how to like frame it to how what an audience is perceiving, like when they're watching or reading. You know what I mean, in terms of like order and structure.
Yeah, totally. So, okay, then my next question would be, what has been your, I mean, as a writer, some people talk about routines and they talk about having, you know, rituals or, you know, something that they specifically consume before, you know, getting in the zone to write. So what would a day of writing look like for you?
So actually, I manifest and I pray in the words just like, no, I'm joking. I'm joking.
Wish how that's how it works.
Right, everyone does. As soon as someone invents that idea, we're going to that guy. But basically, I'm more of a routine kind of person as of recently. I didn't used to be like that. I used to wait till the inspiration lightning bolt hit me. But right now, in terms of having a job and everything, it's more about having a routine. I try to write at least an hour before work. And if I don't do that, try to write an hour after work. And I'm not gonna say I'm like super consistent, I'm on my grind every day, but like every, you know, twice or 3 times a week, I try to put in that writing time at least.
Do you find that you have like a specific time of day that you just seem to be able to write more? So like, say like on those days where you do get to write in the morning or you have to write in the evening just because of work, which ones do you think there's like a higher rate of like a word count, or do you get the most done during a specific time?
Definitely the morning is when I have like, I feel like I'm my most imaginative and like at my most creative and could like get into the zone easier.
Yeah.
At first it used to be nighttime, but then I would be super tired in the morning, so I'm kind of glad it switched, man.
Yeah, that's fair. Okay, so and then is there anything specific that you have with you when you write? A drink, perhaps?
No, never. No. No, I'm always caffeinated on a white chocolate mocha. Like you'll ask my friends, like they all know when I'm drinking. I don't get anything else. Like I'm drinking a white chocolate mocha. Sometimes a yerba mate, but this is my best friend right here.
Which you have with you today.
Yeah, they're very empty right now, but
I would say cheers, but I think that's bad luck.
Yeah.
Next question I got for you is, through your progress as a writer, have you come into contact with any communities that have helped shape your writing experience, or are you currently part of any communities at the moment?
After like I graduated screenwriting school, there was like a writing group that sometimes I go back to kind of help me get that feedback, because it definitely assists with the blind spots. Everyone has blind spots in their writing, so they definitely help. And I'm in a writing workshop now, and kind of serves the same purpose, just like helping me with my blind spots, trying to help me with my weaknesses. So yeah, definitely a community helps with me.
Yeah. And how would you say, how do you do with criticism? Like, have you experienced the ability to take constructive feedback better over time, or do you just in general have more confidence in what feedback you take and what you leave on the table? So I have 2 different answers, because externally I think it looks like I take criticism well. Internally, I am screaming. I'm so like connected. It's like my baby. Why would you edit it, man? But like, no. But definitely, I think mixing those answers together, it hurts at first. But then I know, people are trying to make it better. They want it to be the best that it could be. And usually the people I work with, like, they're my friends, so they're not gonna be like, no, this make it all worse. So yeah, I think it's always good to take criticism because you write to share it out into the open, so you need other people to tell you how they think about it, so you can like get more people's perspective, And how have people been when they send you scripts to review and give feedback on? Do you find that some people definitely take it better than others?
I'm trying to think. Luckily, I've always had good experiences with giving people criticism. I'm not the best at giving constructive criticism either,
Okay.
but that's the thing. So I'm not like super hard, like, you know what, change everything. Like, but definitely I could tell people what they're good at and what I would like to see more from them. And I think that's what helps with like editing, and for me at least.
Mm-hmm. And so I think this then kind of transitions into where you focus as a writer. You know, when you read a work of, you know, screen or script or whichever, how, you know, do you zone in on character? Do you zone in on the plot? Like with, you know, you focus on, you have dramedy, and so, you know, balancing comedy and drama. Do you find that the jokes come easier, or I don't know, like what do you zero in on?
I would say, you know, when I first started writing, dialogue was like my favorite thing. Like I creating quirky characters and just hearing them talk and argue and all that stuff. Recently, I'm more of a thematic writer, which kind of like translates to more character development, I think. Mm-hmm. I like to think of when I'm writing a character, what is their memoir moment like in a film? Like, this is their memoir on how they learned a certain type of lesson. In a script I'm writing right now, it's about like this musician who falls in love really easily, and he's not really good at detecting red flags. So then he ends up in a relationship where with this woman who has like a interesting and appetite for trouble, you know. So basically, I usually kind of like get my themes from what I'm going through in life. I write to be like cathartic and get through certain things and help other people who might be going through the same issues. So it's never like a common theme like I'm coming back to. It's always about my transformation as a person and how I can help other people transform too.
Do you find that because of those themes that you're drawing from very in the moment, when you revisit a script to make edits or changes or whichever, do you find that the theme might change just because of where you are at that point in time?
Definitely, because I wrote a lot of things, and like I said, like in middle school and high school, and I would be like, you know, maybe I know what you're trying to do, younger Baba, but that's not it right now. So when I try to edit, like past stuff, then I try to think about how that's changed now, or maybe give that insight to a different character to like bounce it off of what I think now.
Gotcha. Nice. I mean, and if anything, that helps make a very, very fleshed out world.
Exactly.
And a more layered narrative.
Yeah.
For sure. Very cool. Well, you've kind of already introduced that you have, you know, a couple projects going right now, and you've actually submitted one to us to read. No, it just showed up on the doorstep, and we're just like, we gotta track down who this person is. So yeah, would you be down for reading a little bit?
Definitely.
Give the folks a little taste of what Baba puts on the page.
Let's get in there.
All right. Yeah, Baba, please tell us about what we're going to be reading today.
So this is something I wrote like about a year ago. It's called Magic Pen, and it's about this like homeless stoner who's like a couch surfer who ends up gaining a weed pen that gives him superpowers every time he smokes it.
Okay, and
yeah.
So what is, you know, since you focus on themes, what is the major theme for this story?
So basically, it's about this guy who like doesn't take responsibility of his life. He's been on a gap year for like 3 years, and he doesn't exactly know what to do with his life. And it's very convenient for him to like smoke this pen and like go on these crazy adventures. And the theme here is supposed to be about like taking responsibility and accountability for your life instead of like succumbing to the escapism that's like super close to you, you know. Yeah. Like the weed pen could be anything. It could be anything that like makes you escape from life. So this is about his story. Like, it's a pilot, by the way.
Oh yeah, that was the next thing I was gonna ask. Is like, is this a 30-minute pilot, hour pilot? What is the grand plan? What's the pitch?
This is a 30-minute I was about to say the same thing. 30-minute, half-hour animated pilot, adult comedy, obviously. And basically, what I want to do with this piece is kind of use it to get read, show my style, submit it in some competitions to see how people like interpret my work, you know.
Nice. And so was there any particular inspiration for why you chose to go animated for it, or selecting specifically the weed pen? Since you said it could be anything.
Yeah, I mean, it's so wild, and like I compare it to regular show, and BoJack Horseman like had a baby, but so like these just random like stupid adventures with these characters, along with like that like dark like depressing BoJack Horseman. Although it's somewhere in the middle, it's not super depressing like BoJack.
Oh yeah,
Horseman.
no, I read some of it, and I think it sits kind of nicely in this like dark comedy sort of situation where like you're like, oh, that came out of left field, you know. not in the sense of like there will be dramatic moments later on, but it's not like gonna make you existential right away.
exactly not in the first season at least.
For our reading this evening, I'm going to be inviting the lovely Shaylin, one of our Everybody Eats members, to come in and read with Baba, and we're gonna have some fun here.
Hey, I'm Shaylin Franco. I'm also a screenwriter within Everybody Eats, and I'm here to help introduce Baba's pilot today.
Let's go. glad you're here, Shaylin.
Thanks, Baba.
Teaser. Interior residential Road Hill day. Calm neighborhood becomes chaotic when Kai 21 rolls down, riding a fly scooter like Burger Lime. He sports a nappy afro that sticks out his visor. He looks back and notices a truck with fly scooters attached. The scooter collector driver is beefy, hairy, and angry.
You thief! You're supposed to pay for those scooters!
Kai notices a fire hydrant ahead. He barely dodges it.
You're gonna get somebody killed, you freeloading stoner!
I'm not a stoner! Kai removes a small joint from behind his ear. He takes out his lighter and tries to light it, but the wind blows the joint out of his fingertips. Fuck! You know this means war, right?
Bring it on, Sativa boy.
They dash to the bottom of the hill where Kai drifts onto the main street containing restaurants, stores, and an exterior gas station continuous. Small and crowded, Kai has some difficulty dodging cars. He steals a gas pump from someone's hands.
Hey!
Kai carries the long pump into the street. He smiles and ignites his lighter as he pulls the gas pump trigger. Gas pours onto the asphalt, consuming the road in flames and blocking the path of the scooter collector.
Fucking pothead arsonist asshole.
I was only a thief at first. Now I'm an arsonist? I was only trying to get high. Magic pen intro. And now we transition to Act 1. Exterior Myra's house day. Kai zooms up a driveway with a rusty garage. He slips his scooter underneath the parked SUV in front. Kai opens the front door, revealing Myra, 32, in the living room. She wears a manager name tag and an angry manager face. She holds a drug capsule with a few buds of weed in it. He notices her daughter, Grace, 7, who has dark skin just like her mother. She holds on to Myra's leg. Interior Myra's kitchen table day. Folding chairs surround a wooden table. Myra and Kai sit.
Kai, we went over this. I can't have you smoking here.
I gotta keep it somewhere, Myra.
Not here. Anywhere else but here. Leave it with your friends or bury it in a fucking park, you hear me? I have a little girl, Malachi.
Oh man, the full name?
I want to keep you off the streets, but I can't house a stoner.
Why do people keep calling me a stoner today?
Boy, I smelled you. You smelled like herb when I first met you.
Flashback. Exterior McRudy Duty's parking lot day. Kai stands next to a statue mascot character, a cheerful werewolf. Kai finishes a joint and tosses it. An employee, Chuck, sweeps it and scoffs. Kai doesn't notice because of an oncoming speeding car. Oh boy, lunch! Kai grabs a stone and launches it at the tires. The car breaks from the impact, allowing Kai to shuffle under. Inside the car, Myra takes her seatbelt off. She gets out and notices Kai on his side. Call 911.
I'll call him to help you with that bad acting.
Miss, I will sue, but a large McRudy Duty's meal would spare you.
You still look like you're dependent on someone's taxes, dude. Ask your parents for a meal.
Now you've done it. I'll tell my lawyer to add emotional distress to the charges for asking me personal questions.
Boy, if you don't get up off this ground, you lucky it's my payday.
Flashback ends.
Sorry, I stumbled a little bit.
That's okay.
Oh, you did great.
Yeah.
I keep getting... Oh, sorry. Are you still...
Let's just... And scene.
That's fair.
That was great. I really liked when he attempted to extort her for a McRudy Duty burger. I think that you have some really, really great comebacks for all of the characters. I think that is very evident of your writing, especially when you were mentioning that your favorite is dialogue. So I think that's really cool.
Thank you.
What has been your favorite part to write about this series?
Definitely Kai. I like the character. He's a little bit of me, but just like a jerk version of me. I feel like I don't get a chance to be like a jerk. Not that I want to be, but like I can put all my jerk like tendencies into this character, and it's gonna be fun watching him grow through those jerk tendencies.
Absolutely, my goodness. And what made you pick some of the names? I don't know. Like I know some people they're like get very specific on like selecting names. I don't know if that's something that's a quirk for you as a writer. But yeah, what made you think Malachi?
I'm not sure. Honestly, I thought the name Kai first, but I love nicknames. I don't know if it's because my name's Babatunde and I have like a million nicknames, but I like giving characters like long names and then like pushing it back to something short and like fun. I think Kai is a cool, fun name. I don't know why.
No, that's cool. I think what was it? There was I don't know. Do you ever find that like I don't know. So you definitely say that you relate to your characters in, okay, I said a lot of things, so I'm gonna like paste back, so if you delete that. Yeah, no, I totally get that. So when it comes to, characters and you personally relating to them, do you ever find that like sometimes it's, like you get really invested in certain characters, and then what happens when there are certain characters that you're writing in your narrative that just kind of fall flat for you and you realize they're not really serving the story anymore?
Either I just snipped them out and like honestly good because sometimes I write long, so it'll cut some pages down. Or if there's something I like about that character, I'll mix it into someone else, and then it kind of like adds like more dimensions to another character for something like that. So yeah, if someone's falling flat, I have like, those are my two ways of like trying to make it more interesting if I can.
Yeah, of course. What's coming up next for you, Baba? Like I know that you mentioned that you have another script that you are currently working on about a man that can't read red flags. And is there anything else, any goals for you this coming year?
Basically trying to find my voice. So that's why I really got into that routine about writing an hour before work. I think the most important thing for me right now is try to figure out what Baba's voice is in terms of screenwriting, and I feel like if I can figure that out, then that's a way to like get read more and know that what people want, because they'll be like, well, I'm looking for something like quirky, fast-paced, like, that Baba guy. So I'm kind of trying to take these next few years to write as much as I can and develop as much as I can.
Nice. And yeah, if you care, you can share your socials so people can get in contact with you if just to encourage or to see if they want to work with you in the future.
Yeah, thank you. My name is Babatunde Alway again, and my Instagram is astro_torch18. Right now I'm kind of doing this series where I'm like rewriting the script we were just talking about and trying to like motivate people to write that first draft, because you're always gonna be able to make it better, trust.
As usual. All right, well, Baba. Oh yeah, no, first drafts. Gosh, you must be magic if your first draft is absolutely stellar.
No, you're a god.
Yeah, none of us should try anymore. Like, if you can do that. Gosh. Anyway, Baba, thank you so much for being on the Everybody Eats podcast. It was a pleasure having you as our first guest. Absolutely fabulous. And thank you everyone for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Yeah.